Romantic Warrior.
Romantic Warriors, he's danger. He's driving for Karis Tegan, and he's going to win the Classic Mile.
Well, welcome along to the second of our BMW Hong Kong Derby feature interviews, and I'm very pleased to say that Sabrina has joined me. Sabrina, a wonderful race coming up this Sunday afternoon. I imagine you're looking forward to it as much as anybody.
Thank you, Nick. Hello everyone， 各位早晨啊，我係 Sabrina 啊。大家好啊，今日好開心喺度見到大家啦。各位傳媒朋友，你哋好，早晨啊。嚟緊呢個部分咧，好開心，我哋亦都請到浪漫勇士嘅馬主同埋騎師嚟同我哋做一個訪問嘅。呢個時候咧，邀請我哋嘅馬主劉發輝先生 Peter， 你好啊 Peter。
好。你好
啊，好多謝今日咧有你喺度同我哋傾下偈啊！浪漫勇士非常好嘅一匹馬啦，出道6戰5勝啊！我知道啦，你都係喺香港國際馬匹拍賣會度咧揀到佢翻嚟嘅喎。
係冇錯。
你之前都好支持我哋嘅國際馬匹拍賣會啊，其實主要係乜嘢原因呢？
其實我中意嗰個氣氛咯，同埋我覺得起碼你哋馬會同我篩選咗一批已經做咗個 first round 嘅篩選啦，然後先至再俾我哋再揀嘅話，咁揀到好馬機會比較大啲咯。同埋我好中意嗰個氣氛。
係啊，以前就可以喺現場度拍賣就更加好啦。我想知啦，你買呢一隻浪漫勇士嘅之前啊，係咪一早已經睇中咗佢，即係非買佢不可咧？
可以咁講，其實我同執達成就入去睇咗幾次，咁大家都圈咗幾隻馬出嚟，咁但係阿 Danny 做好嘢咯，佢好 insist， 佢話呢一隻馬嘅型格係即係遠佢係俾一隻 number 我啫。咁我深深考慮咗之後，我都覺得，既然我都俾佢 train 嘅話，我都尊重佢嘅意見，就決定去試呢隻咯。
咁即係其實連馬師佢都眼光獨到啊！而且你都相信佢嘅眼光啦。
我3次去拍賣會都係佢揀嘅馬都會有人能夠贏到，所以我都幾相信佢。
非常之好啊！喺浪漫勇士未出賽之前啊，當然你都信佢嘅眼光，但係你有冇預計過佢會可以即係嚟到今日去跑打比咧？
我諗去跑第4場之前都完全冇咯，即係諗住我哋6月先逼到隻馬10月喺52分起步，即係當時你話俾我聽係跑打比，我係當私人説夢嘅啫。咁但係直至到連續贏咗第4場，去到3班有70幾分，我覺得有機會喎。咁先至開始又諗呢樣嘢啦，咁都好開心，即係能夠跑到呢個賽事。
佢嘅成績當然非常之好啦，而且喺4歲系列嘅第一關啦，佢甚至就勝出咗經典1哩賽。當時其實佢第一次跑1哩啦，賽前你嘅信心係點咧？
路程冇問題，不過實力都未知道，因為始終都係3班贏，我哋連2班都未贏過嘅話，第一次就要參加個三半嘅話就唔知道。不過睇血統啊同埋佢跑法咧，好明顯，即係1200同1400嘅落腳都比較慢咯。咁而後勁一拍到馬就追得好好咯，所以路程我覺得一啲都唔問題，只係喺當時我未知道佢夠唔夠呢個實力去參加呢啲4歲系列。
4歲系列嘅頭關證明咗佢嘅實力啦。上程去到跑1800嗰場嘅經典杯，你又覺得佢嘅表現如何咧？
我覺得表現都好好嘅，因為個際遇我諗都唔可能太差嘅，即係唔可能比上一次太差㗎啦。我哋13檔起步成個1800米都係4碟，或者即係完全一遮擋都冇過嘅。咁翻到嚟都 keep 到2個馬位嘅第4，我覺得係即係對佢嘅實力，我都更加唔懷疑咯今次。
其實我都同意啊，即係名次上可能叫做係失咗前3名啊，但係以嗰個際遇嚟講咧，佢輸頭馬都唔係好遠㗎。
係。
呢匹馬實力咁好啦，亦都係如果係你贏嘅馬入邊贏到打比，而且佢亦都係可以係我哋拍賣會出嘅第一隻打比馬，你覺得會係點啊？
咁真係呢個係即係開心到不能夠形容咯，對我嚟講。其實我即係我都比較一個唔係咁資深嘅馬主，我都養咗馬9年到啦。咁我所有嘅馬之中，其實我連杯賽未捧過，所以如果今次有機會即係能夠得到呢個榮譽嘅話，我係一個超出我所有期望咯。
但係你抱住一個咩心態？平常心定係你好開心？
好平常心。
你會唔會都好開心啦？當然，但係你會唔會都其實都有啲信心嘅？
信心嗰件，不過機會真係有嘅。睇完跑呢幾場嘅話，我覺得係即係有爭勝機會嘅。咁但係我會抱住好平常嘅心，即係如果贏唔到而令我唔開心嘅話，呢個一定唔會咯，因為我已經係非常開心睇到佢入到呢個打比大賽。
多謝你。
Many thanks, Mr. Lau, for joining us. As we move on to you, Karis, great to have your company with us here for this BMW Hong Kong Derby feature interview. Mr. Lau says it's all down to you. I guess you're a man who doesn't really feel the pressure because you've certainly been riding plenty of winners of late, and things are going great for you. But just on Romantic Warrior, Karis, I mean, you picked this horse, the ride up on this horse prior to the mile. Obviously, Joe had been winning on the horse and had chosen another. Just going back to the mile success, I mean, a huge win from this horse and a real springboard for the rest of the series.
And yes, of course, I was very lucky enough to get the ride in the mile. So that was a good chance for me. Then, of course, we end up going to win the race. He's a very smart horse. He won that race pretty nicely. He showed that his true ability. And now, going forward, he sees himself in the Derby as a strong competitor.
Karis, he then went into, obviously, the Classic Cup. I mean, you were drawn wide. Talk us through that race, if you will, because, I mean, he seemed to jump so quickly, and I guess perhaps was the leaving the starting stalls as quickly as he did, was that perhaps the undoing slightly, because it sort of left you out there a little bit in no man's land, and for that you obviously had to cover that bit of extra ground. But I guess over the 2,000 metres, barrier 8, there's a slightly different dynamic this time in.
Yeah, well, Nick, of course, last time, going the first time 1,800, he was drawn on the outside, and as him running in all these sprint races, and he does have lots of natural speed, so he did fly out the gate last time, but it's a long straight, and there were so many horses on my inside, and I had to do so much work to really go past all of them. And in one stage, I just thought that he was a horse that has never been ridden into the speed and has never been chased for the leaders. So I just thought, I was gonna overwork him to try be more forward, and I just thought that was not the right thing for him. So I decided to stay where I was. Of course, I just did not have any luck by getting in. I thought in one stage I was gonna be able to get him in 3 deep with some cover, but with so many horses digging on the inside, just kept me out. So just after the race, even Danny and I, we just thought, we learned a lot from the horse. He still ran a very good race. So now going forward, we know what the plan's gonna be.
And just with the 2,000 metre trip, Karis, obviously there are a number of questions for a lot of horses to answer in this race. There is only one Derby, and it's a fair test of a horse. Are you confident in your horse's ability to see out the trip? I mean, there are many shrewd judges out there that have suggested he's run in the Classic Cup was probably the run of the race. So the extra 200 metres, are you pretty confident that he will get that trip?
Yeah, I am confident on him that he will get the trip, because of course last time he did cover a lot of ground. He was the widest horse in the race on the whole race, and he still finished off nicely. So this time, of course, we are in the middle of the track, drawn 8. So if we can get a good jump and get him in a decent position, I think he should see the distance with no problem. And if I can get him into a decent position, I think he will show us his nice turn of foot this time.
And Karis, obviously, we're 12 months on. I mean, the world has become a very different place in 12 months, and even, well, longer than that. But as far as this race is concerned, perhaps a little bit of unfinished business for you. I mean, this is your 8th Derby ride, and last year you went so close to winning a Derby. I imagine in the jockeys' room, if you said to any of the jockeys, which race would you really like to win in Hong Kong, how high does the Derby come out on that list? I imagine it's somewhere near the top, isn't it?
Yes, of course. There's many big races in Hong Kong that lots of jockeys would like to win, but I must say the Hong Kong Derby is actually in the top of the group of the horses, and any jockeys or a trainer, this is one race that they would like to win. And like you mentioned, last year was just got beat in the race, and I just hope this year with the horse I'm riding, the way he's going, I just hope that things go my way, and never knows, towards the end maybe it goes my way.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, things are really going your way at the moment. Obviously, you're firing in plenty of winners, so we wish you very well with the Romantic Warrior in the Derby. Our media partners are obviously with us on these interviews. I'm not sure if we've got any questions from our fellow media partners, but if we do have any, they are more than welcome to join in. I mean, it's going to be a fantastic race, Karis, isn't it? I mean, Hong Kong Derby. Just on the race as well, just in regarding to obviously previous ratings and winners of ratings of winners, I should say. Both you and California Spangle are the only two horses rated over 100. Now, that bodes quite well because in the last 10 years, no horse rated less than 100 has actually won the Derby. So I guess if you're a figures man, which a lot of judges and pundits and people that follow Hong Kong racing are, they're going to be looking at both of those horses in this race.
Yeah, sure. Of course, California Spangle and Romantic Warrior, they are all good horses. They both shown their true ability already. I think they're both afterward. They will go and do better things in future. So I think they deserve this rating at the moment. They deserve the chance they will get into the Derby. And yeah, it's gonna be a great race. I think there's a few other horses that will have chance. So I think the best horse will come out and win.
Most definitely, it's a race where it's been a great race for well fancied runners. One man I know that does focus very much on figures is Alan Aitken, and he's with us on this interview. Alan, welcome along to you once again. You've got a question for our connections here of Romantic Warrior, I believe.
Yes, first of all, congratulations, Mr. Lau, because he had a very good ISG once, maybe 10 years ago with Danny Shum, who met an unfortunate end after looking highly promising, and I'm glad he's got this one now to make up for that. But my questions really are for Karis. If we look at the two 4-year-old races so far, Karis, the tactical decisions have been made for the jockeys almost by the barrier draws, and the results have reflected that. This time, both you and California Spangle have similar kinds of draws out in the middle. So the temptation for you to use your horse a little bit early and make Zach work, how strong is that? Or do you just ride your own horse and hope that he's too strong at the finish?
Hi, Alan. Yes, of course, I'm not far from him with the draw, but I'm not gonna go out there to try worry about California Spangle. What is he gonna do? Or I'm gonna have to try ride my horse harder to get him to do more work. I think that's the wrong way to go out and think. I think I'm just gonna have to go out and ride my horse how he wants to be ridden. Like I mentioned earlier, he does have lots of natural speed, and I think this time we're gonna just make use of this a little bit to try cross the inside horses. There should be one or two on the inside that could hold a bit of position, but with the natural speed Romantic Warrior have, I think we'll get into a pretty decent spot, and then we'll see what does California Spangle do, if he's gonna push a bit harder to go. And like I said, I'm not gonna worry too much about him. I'm just gonna have to focus at first turn on my horse.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you, Alan, for your question there to Karis. I don't believe we've got any more questions from our media partners, but I do believe we've covered almost every base with Romantic Warrior, who looks to be a leading chance in Sunday's Hong Kong BMW Derby. So it just remains for me to thank Mr. Lau for joining us and very kindly taking the time here this afternoon, and also you, Karis Teeton. We wish you very well in Sunday's race, and hopefully you get the desired result in the big one. So many thanks for joining us here today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you.